Well, a very good morning and thank you very much for joining us on GBS Morning Extra on this day. It is a Friday and today, as always, we have prepared lots of entertainment for you coming up later, but first let's take a look at stories that are making headlines today. We start off in Nairobi, where the troubled Silverstone Air will remain grounded until they discuss and understand the findings of the aviation regulator before resuming operations. But fear is among the employees of the company that they may lose their jobs.
Lifted the suspension of the airline's Dash 8 series imposed on November 12th after it provided corrective measures as per the requirements of the civil aviation regulations following a comprehensive compliance audit. In an internal communication to its staff, the firm had notified its employees of a possible redundancy exercise on grounds that it was incurring huge losses. The staff's fate is yet to be sealed as they balance on the edge of the sword. This means that if the suspension is lifted permanently, they will be smiling on their way back to their workstation. Silverstone's troubles started on October 11th when one of its aircrafts that was departing for Lamu crashed at Wilson Airport. It had 5 crew members and 50 passengers, and luckily there was no fatalities. The airline was involved in another incident on October 27th when one other aircraft clipped an EASAX aircraft at the ramp at Wilson Airport. On October 28th, one of her birds lost her wheel during takeoff from Lodwar. The aircraft made an unscheduled landing at the Eldoret International Airport where it had been diverted. This forced KCAA into action, suspending Silverstone from its operations. Reporting for GBS Morning Extra, I'm William Ochanda.
Now, moving on to other matters, political matters, I would say. 9 Nairobi MPs have accused Governor Mike Sonko of failing Nairobians and prevailed on him to put his house in order or face unspecified consequences. Led by the Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja and Makadara MP George Aladwa, the legislators threatened to initiate an ouster on Sonko through members of the county assembly. Dagoretti MP Simba Arati claimed that Sonko has been taking Nairobians for granted by painting everyone who challenges his leadership style as a cartel.
Include ghost workers, and whether the incapability of the Nairobi City County to operate is occasioned by, among others, the fact that the executive is not properly constituted as provided for in the Constitution. The county government operating without a deputy governor, this is a matter I have repeatedly brought to the Senate. The last time the excuse was that there's no legal framework. The legal framework was done, the president assented to it, and there's a reason why the Constitution structures such offices as that. The executive is operating without substantive CCs, and those who are there in acting capacity are operating under duress. They're afraid to make decisions. They're afraid to make any moves. Worse still, we have only 11 out of 23 required chief officers, and some departments, as I have said, like the planning one, has been shut down. If those officers were suspended because they were corrupt, can they be replaced? Because for us, it doesn't matter who is sitting on those seats, so long as work is being done.
Constituency zote tumesema kwamba hatuwezi kaa kana kwamba sisi sio viongozi, lakini nataka niseme masuala yale mheshimiwa seneta ameyasema ni masuala mazito ambayo gavana wa Nairobi awachane na vitu vinaitwa vipindilee, kwamba anapigana na makatels. Hakuna, kama makatels zipo, extortion pia iwachwe, kwa sababu kuna extortion nyingi kwa sababu ya ile uoga unawekwa kwa watu. Kwa hivyo tumesema kwamba kama kwangu Dagoretti North kuna masuala muhimu ambao mheshimiwa Kidero ambaye aliyekuepo aliwacha njiani, mpaka leo hii hajafanyika, na pesa zipo hapa county. Unajua wakati mwingine ni uchungu sana kuongozwa na watu ambao pia kufikiria ni ngumu. Watu wanaogopa kufikiria.
Tangu tuchaguliwe 2017 mpaka sasa imeelekea miaka miwili, hatujakuwa na mkutano wowote na gavana wa Nairobi kama wajumbe ambao tumechaguliwa. Na hiyo ndio jambo kubwa tunayo sasa. Tungetaka teamwork ya kusaidia Nairobi, kwa sababu katika zile constituency tunahudumu tunapata malalamishi ambazo hatuwezi kuyajibu. Unapata MP amejenga barabara, anapata ninio ya governor hapo picha na maneno ya kwamba yeye ndiye amejenga. So unapata hiyo confusion katika area zetu. Wananchi wanajua si mjumbe amejenga hii barabara ni.
Well, still on Nairobi politics, the Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko's petition to bar the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission from investigating his alleged misappropriation of funds was set for determination on Thursday afternoon. Sonko's counsel, Cecil Miller, told Justice James Makau of the Constitutional Division of the High Court on Thursday morning that the governor was ready to be probed by any state agency except the EACC and its Director of Investigation, Abdi Mahmoud, whom he accused of bias. Miller told Justice Makau that his client still receiving numerous summons from EACC and Mahmoud even after filing cases seeking to stop him. This case was now moved to the Commercial and Criminal Department in the courts.
Consulting with both leadership, you understand? We do have the NASA side and the Jubilee side. And he has to pick a candidate that has been approved by both sides, or a candidate that will appeal to Nairobians and a candidate that will help him. The governor is not going to pick a candidate just to put so that Nairobians can see. Pointing fingers at each other won't help. So the MPs and the senators should stop acting like they're angels. If we fail, they also fail. So they're complaining, they're pointing a finger at themselves. They're the reason where we are. We just came up from a fight. 2 years down the line, we've been fighting. We've been trying to reach out to them. We've been trying to call those MPs individually to come and help us. We were almost shooting each other here, killing each other here. They were looking. Right now, they're out there trying to complain that we've been fighting and we've been trying to reach out to them. They should stop playing the angels.
I find that this is a fresh matter and it is ripe for transfer to the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Division of the High Court for hearing and determination. I have heard the counsel for both parties. They find that the issues they have can be raised before the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Division for consideration. The same division can equally give directions which were sought by the parties. I therefore decline to give any directions given that the proper forum.
Well, the footage that also ran there, a quick rejoinder by the a section of the Nairobi MCAs who came out defending the Governor Mike Sonko, and as also we mentioned that now the case facing Sonko has been moved to the Commercial Crimes Court at the High Court. We move on to other matters now. The Nakumatt employees in Kisumu now accuse the management of the failing company to pay their salaries for the last 3 months, adding that they should be paid before the collapsed supermarket completely shuts down its remaining stores in Kisumu County.
The retail chain in Nakumatt workers went down in February 2018 with a total debt of 35 billion shillings. A parliamentary committee was said to have been investigating the matter. According to the information from some of the Nakumatt employees in Kisumu, they have not been able to pay their rent for a while, and also they can no longer provide for their family.
Regulate ni walipe nusu nusu. Hajawahi lipa up to date. Anajificha tu. Anatuambia tu endeleeni kazi, endeleeni kazi. At long last juzi walituandikia memo ya kusema that you are elite, continue working hard. Sasa hiyo inatulipa kweli. Manyumba za wenyewe tumefukuzwa. Utakaa wapi?
Workers' salary was stopped in June 2017, though they work until February 2018.
August, there are some people with August arrears, September arrears, October, and now November is.
Approximately the amount 700 million Kenya shilling is owed to Nakumatt's 4,000 former employees. The amount owed to each worker is estimated at between 200,000 Kenyan shillings and 3 million Kenyan shillings based on their salary case. In addition to unpaid salaries, the supermarkets owes its former workers unremitted pension deductions.
Notice imeletwa leo asubuhi. Saa asubuhi ndio tumeambiwa hapa from the people from head office ya kwamba hii duka leo haitafunguliwa for the customers. Then as their pastor, I ask why. Then first of all, I lead them to the praise and worship and spiritual welfare. Then after prayer, then the staff themselves decided that they have to receive their arrears first. Then they leave.
The Retirement Benefit Authority Chief Executive Nzomo Mutuku in a recent meeting revealed that retail businesses are some of the main culprits of unremitted pension contributions. The employees represented workers from various departments including supervisors, shop assistants, marketing and cashiers. Mary Vuguza, GBS Morning Extra.
Now, moving on to other matters, British broadcaster Sky News has pulled down an investigative report that had confirmed the stowaway identity who fell from a Kenya Airways plane in London. The link analysis tools revealed that the status code 404 error, meaning that the page is not found or the server is down. This comes as the person in the center of the controversy, being a man who is still alive and is found in a Kenyan prison, who is now seeking legal action against the broadcaster.
Shivonje Isaac is remanded at Kamiti Prison, who was published by Sky News as Paul Manyasi about a fortnight ago, opening up a Pandora's box as questions emerged on the real identity of the illegal passenger.
First of all, I was arrested in August 7th this year. Then I was remanded in Nairobi Medium Prison. Then it was on a Tuesday, whereby we were watching the news. Then my friends just started telling me, hey, and those were pictures. Then automatically I saw them, they were mine. Then the time I decided to follow up the story.
At the time of publication, Sky News was not yet to issue any statement regarding their stowaway article.
Steps which were taken by the family, they still went on to publish the story, completely disparaging my client's name. And for that reason, we are not resting. We have already, we're already in the process of, we've sent a serious demand letter to Sky News specifically, to John Sparks specifically.
According to the report by African correspondent John Sparks, the family of Paul Manyasi had confirmed it was their son on board the KQ flight from Nairobi to London. But Kenyan authorities disputed the report, saying the man named in the report was not dead.
After that, the following day in the morning, one of the welfare madams in the Medium Prison, they called me.
Paul's father, who had been named by Sky News as Isaac Manyasi, also changed his name to Isaac Beatty, as the family denied any relation with Paul.
Now, well-wishers raised 68.8 million Kenya shillings through the GoFundMe platform in order to save the lives of koalas that had been injured in the Eastern Australian bushfires. This is the biggest donation made in Australia this year, and it shows how humanity still exists in this tainted world. Here is William Ochanda with more on that story.
The biggest fundraiser campaign on the GoFundMe platform in Australia has seen koalas injured in bushfires receive 68.8 million shillings for their treatment. The raging bushfires have ravaged vast areas of eastern Australia, and it is feared that it has taken the lives of hundreds of koalas this month in New South Wales state alone. Port Macquarie Koala Hospital set a crowdfunding to provide automatic water drinking stations for wild koalas. They got donations from more than 20,000 people from countries including the United States, France, and England. GoFundMe said that the wildlife charities help thirsty koalas devastated by recent fires got more donations than any other campaign in Australia this year. The campaign targeted a goal of 25,000 Australian dollars, and humanity surpassed it. The Koala Hospital, some 4 hours north of Sydney, has rescued 31 koalas from the scorched bush in recent weeks and said it has been overwhelmed by the kindness, good wishes, and support from the Australian and international community. The Koala Hospital, some 4 hours north of Sydney, has rescued 31 koalas from the scorched bush in recent weeks and said it has been overwhelmed by the kindness, good wishes, and support from the Australian and international community. It plans to use the excess funds to deliver koala drinking stations to other parts of the state, purchase a water-carrying vehicle to replenish the stations, and to establish a koala breeding program. Reporting for GBS Morning Extra, I'm William Ochanda.
Well, indeed, humanity still exists, and if the same would be, replicated from human to human, then I think the world would be a better place. Moving on now, coming back closer home to South Sudan, a delegation that included officials from the United Nations Mines Action Service, the UN Peacekeeping Mission, and the government of Japan visited a village in the southern part of South Sudan where efforts are underway to clear a 20-hectare of cluster mines. The village of Eme was once home to a thriving agricultural community that produced staple crops like maize, beans, eggplants, and many others. It provided both physical and fiscal nourishment for the community and the other people living around it. But today, a very different reality prevails. Much of the farming land in Eme and the south of the country has been devastated by years of war, particularly due to contamination from explosives known as the cluster munitions, forcing the majority of farmers to flee in search of better opportunities. 263 cluster strikes have already been cleared. 10 more sites are presently being cleared, including an area of 20 acres in Eme expected to be cleared by next June.
We hope to continue and support this process as we go further on so that South Sudan is completely free of mines and everybody can walk around safely and get on with their agriculture and everything else that they want to do in their lives.
One of the focus here in South Sudan is a nation building. The people in here have to really focus on nation building. And I understand, for the nation building, Japan believe, what most important things, one of the important things in South Sudan is particularly agriculture, education, safe farming, agriculture, cleaning the ground is a kind of very essential.
The landmine is planted and anti-personnel were planted all over the country. But now it become a problem for us now to utilize the soil.
We're extremely grateful for their support in the clearance and their assistance to us in working with the National Mine Action Authority to build up the capacity of South Sudan.
Now, still in Africa, we go to the central part where in a society where women face discrimination in war, where sexual violence has been widespread, Femme Debout, a group of war widows and orphans, is taking a stand, enrolling both Christians and Muslims, teaching new skills to make them and their families breadwinners, giving hope to the displaced individuals coming together in an act of collective healing in the conflict-ridden area. This has also seen conflict go down, and the women have actually made their lives more productive by engaging themselves in different activities. The association counts 175 women and members drawn from across the country. Most of them are widows, having lost their husbands to ill health, road accidents, or armed conflict. The women teach each other new skills in this place.
n'ai jamais compris ces choses-là.
Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin this morning. And today, as I mentioned, being a Friday, we don't take much of your time because we've got lots of entertainment lined up for you. And I believe that you are going to enjoy. Then, it has been a great week being with you here. And I really am grateful for your company. For any comments, suggestions, or opinion, you can send us an SMS on 21144. 21144 is the number. You can also drop us an email on info@gbskenya.com. Our hashtag is #GBSMorningExtra. Our Twitter handle is @KenyaGBS. My name is Timothy Omondi. My sign language interpreter today is Felista Adundo. And we hope to see you again next week, God willing. Bye-bye for now.
Elijah. I'm a young